If I told you that one of the most powerful medicinal plants on Earth has been growing in your backyard this whole time, and most people have spent decades trying to kill it, that's right. The plant we're talking about today is one that gardeners spray with herbicide, kids blow on for wishes, and the rest of the world overlooks entirely. But here's what those people don't know. Researchers at the University of Windsor in Canada published a peer-reviewed study in evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine, showing that an extract from this plant's root induced apoptosis, that's the scientific term for programmed cell death, in human leukemia cells, while leaving healthy cells completely unharmed. Scientists weren't just interested, they were stunned. The plant is Taraxacum officinale, the common dandelion, one of the most nutritionally dense, pharmacologically active, and globally underappreciated root vegetables on the planet. Dandelion belongs to the family Asteraceae, the same broad family as sunflowers, chrysanthemums, and chamomile. The name dandelion itself comes from the French dent de lion, meaning lion's tooth, referring to the jagged, deeply lobed edges of its bright green leaves. The plant is native to Eurasia, specifically originating across Europe and Central Asia, but today it grows on every continent except Antarctica, making it one of the most geographically distributed plants in recorded botanical history. Most people only think of the dandelion as that yellow flower on a thin stalk, but the root is where the real story lives. Dandelion roots are taproots, long, vertical, carrot-like roots that can reach 30 to 50 centimeters deep into the soil. They are fleshy, cylindrical, and cream to pale yellow on the inside. When cut, they release a bitter white latex sap, a substance that itself contains biologically active compounds. The root grows thicker and more medicinal as the plant ages, with 2 to 3-year-old roots considered the most potent for medicinal extraction. What makes the dandelion root truly rule-breaking in the plant kingdom is its biochemical complexity. Unlike most root vegetables that are primarily sources of starch or simple sugars, dandelion root is rich in inulin, a prebiotic fiber, along with sesquiterpene lactones, taraxacin, taraxacirin, phytosterols, tritopenoids, and a broad spectrum of polyphenolate antioxidants. This isn't a simple carrot, this is a living pharmacy underground. The dandelion is also one of the few plants that operates as a complete food system. Its roots, leaves, flowers, and even pollen are all edible and medicinal. Every part of the plant has documented ethnobotanical uses across dozens of traditional medicine systems, from traditional Chinese medicine to Ayurveda to Native American herbalism to European folk medicine. And yet, despite thousands of years of use and a growing mountain of modern research, the dandelion remains largely dismissed in mainstream culture. One of the most extraordinary things about Taraxacum officinale is that it grows in conditions that would defeat almost any other cultivated plant. It has earned its reputation as an invasive weed precisely because it is biologically engineered for resilience. But that same resilience, when channeled through intentional farming, makes it one of the easiest and most rewarding plants to cultivate commercially or at home. Dandelions are classified as cool-season perennials. They thrive best in USDA hardiness zones 3 through 9, which spans a massive range from subarctic Canada all the way down to the Mediterranean coast of southern Europe. The ideal temperature range for active root development is between 10 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. They can survive hard frosts, even down to minus 30 degrees Celsius, by retreating energy into their deep taproot, a survival mechanism that actually increases the concentration of medicinal inulin in the root during cold seasons. In terms of soil, dandelions are highly adaptable, but they reach their medicinal peak in loamy, well-drained soils, with a slightly acidic to neutral pH between 5.5 and 7.5. They prefer soils rich in nitrogen and organic matter, though they are famously capable of breaking up compacted clay soils with their deep taproots, which is one of their major environmental values. The top producing countries for cultivated dandelion root include Poland, Germany, Hungary, Bulgaria, China, and the United States, particularly in the Midwestern states of Ohio, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Poland and Germany are among the largest commercial exporters of dried dandelion root for the herbal supplement and pharmaceutical industries. China, meanwhile, has a robust traditional market where Pu Gongying, dandelion root, has been used medicinally for over 1,000 years and continues to be harvested both wild and in cultivation. The growth timeline of a dandelion root from seed to harvest. Week 1 to 2, seeds germinate rapidly at soil temperatures above 10 degrees Celsius. Unlike many vegetables, dandelion seeds require no stratification, cold pre-treatment, and have a germination rate of 85 to 95% under ideal conditions. Week 3 to 6, the rosette of leaves develops close to the ground. The taproot begins its vertical descent, growing roughly 1 to 2 centimeters per week in loose soil. During this phase, adequate moisture is critical, approximately 25–30 mm of water per week. Months 2 to 4, the root thickens significantly and begins accumulating inulin, beta-glycosides, and antioxidant compounds. No pesticides are needed. Dandelions naturally repel many common garden pests through their latex sap. Month 4 to 6, first year, flowers emerge. This is the point at which most wild harvesters collect the leaves and flowers, but for medicinal root harvesting, the plant is left to grow. Year 2–3. This is the optimal harvest window for medicinal root production. The root has developed its maximum concentration of taraxacum, inulin, and antioxidant compounds. Roots are typically harvested in autumn of the second or third year, when the plant has drawn maximum energy back into the root after the growing season. For home growers, yes, dandelion root can absolutely be grown in deep containers, at least 40 centimeters deep to accommodate the taproot, raised beds, or standard garden plots. No greenhouse required. Minimal irrigation needed once established. The simplicity of growing this plant is one of its greatest gifts, which makes what we're about to tell you in Act 3 even more remarkable. A 100-gram serving of raw dandelion root contains approximately 85 calories, 17.9 grams of carbohydrates, primarily inulin, 1.8 grams of protein, and 3.1 grams of dietary fiber. It is a meaningful source of vitamin C, 35% of daily value, vitamin B6, thiamine, riboflavin, folate, vitamin A, as beta-carotene, iron, calcium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc. This nutritional density rivals many commonly sold root vegetables like parsnips and turnips. The most clinically significant nutritional component of dandelion root is inulin, a soluble prebiotic fiber that selectively feeds beneficial gut bacteria, particularly Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium species. A 2017 study in the Journal of Medicinal Food confirmed that dandelion root inulin significantly improved gut microbiome diversity. In human subjects, this has downstream effects on immunity, mood regulation, metabolic health, and inflammation. Dandelion root has been used as a liver tonic for centuries, and modern hepatology is catching up. Research published in Molecules, 2016, demonstrated that taraxacum and taraxacerin, the bitter compounds in the root, stimulate bile production and flow from the gallbladder. This improves fat digestion, supports liver detoxification pathways, and reduces symptoms of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in early-stage cases. The most dramatic finding comes from a 2011 study published in Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine by researchers at the University of Windsor. Their team found that dandelion root extract triggered apoptosis in human leukemia cell lines, specifically THP-1NHL60, within 48 hours of treatment, with no measurable toxicity to healthy peripheral blood mononuclear cells. Follow-up research in 2016 in the same journal showed similar apoptosis induction in pancreatic cancer cells. These are early-stage in vitro and in vivo studies. It is not yet a treatment, but the mechanism is real, documented, and currently under further clinical investigation. The polyphenols in dandelion root, including luteolin, chicoraic acid, and chlorogenic acid, have demonstrated significant anti-inflammatory activity in multiple studies, suppressing the expression of pro-inflammatory cytokines, including TNF-alpha and IL-6. A 2014 study in Phytotherapy research specifically confirmed luteolin's inhibitory effect on NF-κB inflammatory pathways. Inulin slows glucose absorption in the intestine, reducing post-meal blood sugar spikes. Additionally, chicoraic acid has shown insulin mimetic properties in early research, improving glucose uptake in cells, relevant for type 2 diabetes management. In livestock farming, Dandelion greens and root meal are used as a supplementary feed for cattle, pigs, rabbits, and poultry. Studies from European organic farming research institutions confirm that dandelion inclusion in ruminant diets improves digestive efficiency and reduces bloat, largely due to the same prebiotic inulin content. This is where dandelion becomes an ecological hero. Its deep taproot breaks up compacted soil, allowing water and air penetration, naturally aerating agricultural fields. It is one of the earliest blooming plants in spring and among the latest in autumn, providing critical nectar for honeybees and native pollinators during food-scarce periods. Research from the University of Sussex found dandelion flowers to be among the top 5 most visited plants by pollinators in temperate European ecosystems. Additionally, as a nitrogen accumulator, the dandelion draws trace minerals up from subsoil layers and deposits them back at the surface when the leaves decompose, functioning as a natural soil amendment. Dandelion grows wild and free. It can't be patented. It doesn't require expensive inputs. And that makes it commercially inconvenient for industries that profit from selling you solutions to problems this root might help prevent in the first place. Understanding that reality is the first step toward reclaiming some power over your own health and your own land. Growing it yourself, the case for every gardener. If you have a garden bed, a balcony container, or even a patch of lawn you're willing to stop treating with herbicide, you can grow medicinal dandelion root. The seed cost is nearly zero. The labor is minimal. A single square meter of garden soil can yield 500 to 800 grams of dried root per harvest cycle. That same quantity retails in the herbal supplement market for $15 to $40 USD, depending on the form. For small-scale and organic farmers, dandelion root cultivation is an increasingly viable niche crop. The global herbal supplement market was valued at over $151 billion USD in 2023, and demand for dandelion root extract specifically is growing at approximately 6 to 8% annually, driven by growing consumer interest in gut health, liver support, and natural cancer prevention supplements. The market exists, the buyers exist, and the cost of production is remarkably low. Seed preservation. Why this matters? Dandelion seeds are prolific. A single mature plant produces between 100 and 400 seeds per flowering cycle. But wild ecotypes vary enormously in their medicinal compound concentrations. Research institutions in Poland and Germany have been actively selecting and stabilizing high inulin, high Taraxacum dandelion cultivars specifically for pharmaceutical use. If you find a particularly vigorous, large-rooted dandelion growing wild on your land, save those seeds. Over generations of selection, you can develop a locally adapted, high-quality medicinal strain tailored to your specific soil and climate. This kind of grassroots seed stewardship is exactly how our ancestors built the agricultural biodiversity we depend on today. The bigger picture. We live in an era of chronic disease, gut dysbiosis, liver stress, systemic inflammation, and metabolic dysfunction are at epidemic levels globally. And we are searching, spending billions, for pharmaceutical solutions to problems that in many cases, lifestyle and plant medicine supported by good science might meaningfully address. The dandelion doesn't ask for much. A patch of soil, a little water, time. And in return, it offers its roots, literally and figuratively, as one of nature's most complete medicinal gifts. Every time you choose to grow something, to put a seed in the earth, to wait, to harvest, you are participating in something ancient and essential. You are connecting yourself to a chain of human knowledge that stretches back thousands of years. You are feeding yourself. You are healing your soil, and you are leaving something real for the generations that come after you. Don't spray that dandelion. Dig it up carefully, wash that root, dry it, brew it, or plant more of them intentionally. Share this video with someone who gardens. Subscribe if you want more content like this, rooted in real science, real farming, and real respect for the natural world.